Well, he's picked out a landing spot.
Let me explain something. When I go through my warm-up routine for a tournament, let's say
there's a good chance he doesn't get this inside the marker of the ball.
I will start off with my sand wedge, then I'll progress to my 8-iron, my 4-iron, 3-wood driver, then I'll go back to my 8-iron, hit a couple 60s, and then I will hit whatever I'm going to hit on the first tee.
Well, here it comes.
Whatever it is, I'll try and rehearse what I'm going to do on the first tee.
Oh my goodness!
Come all the way to the point where I pull the club out of the bag, go through my whole routine. If I hit a poor shot, I do it again. So when I get to the first tee, I can always say to myself, well, I just did it about 15 minutes ago. I know I can go ahead and hit this shot right down the pipe. I got my 8-iron here. I have to hit a couple sand wedges. My 8-iron, I normally hit about 158 yards.
Now you say normally. Does that mean you're swinging 100%
No,
at your 8-iron to get it 158?
No, my irons I generally swing at about 80%, most of my clubs. And then occasionally I'll either crank it up or crank it down depending on the shot. But this is being in the wind. You know, just a normal 8-iron should go maybe 151, 150, somewhere around there. Back in '97, I made a concerted effort after I'd watched my swing at Augusta. Even though I'd played well, I didn't like the way it really looked. It was a kind of cross the line, shut, and I was swinging all out in order to try and keep up with the club and get it square. So I decided to work on my swing, dial it back, and really gain some control over my game, because day in, day out, I didn't really have a whole lot of control, honestly. I'll go back to my old swing for you. I'll show you the difference. You know, that right there is the reason why I couldn't really control a golf shot. I mean, I could hit it over here, I could hit it over there, and I couldn't be precise. And I watched a lot of the guys on tour play, and I found that everyone had perfect distance control. And my buddy, Mark O'Meara, I've played with so many rounds of golf, and he just always seemed to be around pin high. And he said, you know, the key to golf is always being pin high. If you're a pin high on each and every shot, you're not going to be too far off. And I took that to heart, and I've tried to work on that, and even to this day, when I'm swinging well, I'll be walking on the green, I'll tell Stevie, hey, pin high, baby. You know, so that's one of my big things, is always trying to hit that number that I'm always trying to hit, whatever it may be. You saw my natural shot is primarily a little draw. When I'm swinging well, it's about a 1 or 2 yard draw. I'll hit a nice little hook for you. I'll start the ball with his people here on the right.
The media?
Hey, I'm a trained pro.
Hey, don't aim for the media.
Not for them. Why not? All right. I'll start the ball at this big tree over here, right of the Jumbotron, and I'll hook it over to the 150-yard sign with an 8-iron. It's very simple. All you have to do is just close the club face, hit as hard as you can, and really release the heck out of it. What I've found with hitting long irons, the biggest thing that I'm always focusing on is making solid club contact. And it may sound simple, it may sound kind of repetitive, you may hear it from a lot of different people, but what I've found is if I can hit the ball solid with a long iron, it'll go the right distance. It'll bore through the wind. And a lot of times when I'm swinging poorly, I'll get away from mechanics and I'll just focus on just hit the ball solid for a while. Just go ahead and just make solid club contact, and we'll just kind of figure it out from there. My 4-iron usually goes about 212 yards. As you can see, most of my shots here are drawing. if I want to hit a fade, one of the things that I will do is that in order to hit a draw or fade, I'll try and keep it very simple. I'll try and keep the club face point at the target and line up my body to wherever I want the ball to start out at, and swing my body along, swing my club along that path, and let the club head do the work for me. So let's say if I want to hit a fade, I'll line up on the 200 with my face, line up left with my body, let's say at the Jumbotron. I know. And then swing along my body line, let the club face cut the ball for me. Now if I want to hit one low, hit a nice little flat ball out there, what I'll do is I'll put the ball back in my stance more towards my right foot. I'll scoot in a little bit closer to the ball. That allows me to feel as if I'm more on top of the ball and I can cover it more with my right shoulder, kind of squeeze and hit it flat. What I also try and do is try and feel the emblem on my glove goes at the target as long as I can keep it going there. And because I have a neutral grip, it's very simple to do, because if you have a strong grip, it'd be very difficult. If you try and get the emblem or your glove going at the target, you hit it straight left. And if you had a weak grip, you hit it right. It's one of the benefits of having a neutral grip. So I'll put it back in my stance, stand a little closer to the ball, try and get the emblem of my glove going right at the target as long as possible.
What kind of advice for bunker shots with an iron would you give players as amateurs try to improve their game?
Well, I think it's very important to stay level. And as you dig in the bunker, try and get your stance more set, what you find is that you're obviously going to be a little bit lower than you normally are. And obviously I choke down because of that. I take one more club. And what I really try and feel on each and every fairway bunker shot, I really try and feel as if my chin never goes down on my downswing. I have a tendency to kind of squat. It's just one of my tendencies, one of my things that I fight. So I try and feel as if I stay tall throughout the entire shot, where I can go ahead and pick it right out of the sand with as little grain as possible moving. As I dig in, I'll choke down. I'll really try and feel as if my chin stays tall, stays very high.